let's make the Bible less intimidating. And I think if we do that, it might help folks pick up the Bible and read it that otherwise might shy away from that. And so if you look at the Bible as just a book, it is helpful to divide it into the 66 books and then realize that there are different divisions as well within those books. So you have, first of all, you have the Old Testament and the New Testament, kind of an easy first place to divide the Word of God. But then even the Old Testament and the New Testament have natural divisions. They've got sections that can kind of help, again, break the whole into smaller pieces. So the first 5 books of the Old Testament are referred to as the Pentateuch, penta meaning 5. And those first 5 books, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, books written by Moses. And you can kind of tell what they're about just by the name of them. So Genesis means beginnings, and it is from the creation story and the early history of mankind in the book of Genesis. And then Exodus, just like it sounds, it's an exodus of the people of the Lord from Egypt after being enslaved for 400 years. And again, so Exodus, second book of the Bible. Leviticus, meaning the law. This book is the law as given to Moses by the Lord, his commandments for his people. Numbers, it is every 10 years in the United States, we take a census. And it's kind of like that. It's a census of the people, accounting of the people, but it also served an important purpose in establishing inheritance of land for those who, again, recording those lineages in the book of Numbers. And then Deuteronomy, duet, if you think of duet at the beginning of that word, it kind of gives you this sort of hint. It's the second giving of the law. So it's the book of Leviticus, but it's a sort of a restating of the law. So those first 5 books are referred to as the law or as the Pentateuch, very important and sacred books in the Bible. Following that, there are 12 books of history. These books record the early history of God's people, from them inheriting the promised land, and the times of the judges and of the kings, and we'll be talking about all of that history as we dive into our study. And then books of poetry, 5 books of poetry, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon. These were written in poetic form or written either as stanzas or written to be sung. And so in form, they are called poetry books. Following that, there are major prophets and minor prophets. And so the major prophets are just that they were bigger books, all right? 5 books of major prophets. They're longer books of prophecy, followed by 12 books of minor prophets. Again, minor only to the extent that they were smaller books. And so that's the Old Testament. Again, kind of divided up in pieces, making it easier to digest in all. 32 writers in all of the Old Testament, covering 3,600 years of man's history. But important to note that even though there were many authors, or many writers, there was but one author, that these men wrote or recorded these words as they were moved upon by the Lord.